Good day, everyone, and welcome to 12 at 12. Today we have Doug Barkey, Director of Teaching and Learning Effectiveness, presenting a mock-up of the new faculty portal. So I'm going to pass it over to Doug. There you go.
Everyone, and Ellen, can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, you're good to go.
Okay, great. Let's see here. All right, everyone, I'm not sure how long this will last. We'll go to the 12 minutes or not. It's rather a brief presentation, but we've been working on a new version of the faculty portal. I'm not sure when it'll actually go into place. There's still some work that needs to be done to actually execute it. But what I have today is a mock-up and the design of it, how the information will be placed. And so my purpose here is to show you how far we've come, show you the organization of the information, and then I'd welcome any emails with suggestions that you as an instructor would like to see on the faculty portal. Now, the reason we're doing this is because it's going to save all the faculty a step. Basically, when they log in, rather than going to the current faculty portal and then having to click again to go into Brightspace and then again to go into your class, you would come straight to what you see on the right side of my screen, which is a faculty portal within Brightspace. It's controlled by our role, so anyone who is enrolled as a faculty member, I mean, role as far as your role in the LMS, will come to this page when you log in automatically. So students will not see this page; they won't even know it exists. So here's the way. So that's the reason why we're doing it. It also gives us lots of control. We can use, because the screen or this home page is so easy to update. We can place current announcements. We can have a commonly shared calendar, and so on, as well as, of course, your course is being displayed here. So this is the way we're organized. I'm going to go into more detail over here on the sort of the graphic, just showing how it's set up. But the way we split things up is that the widgets are basically about information, and the navigation bar is more about tools. And so we're going to have a direct link to Office 365. So you'll click on that, and once you log in, it'll take you into an Office 365 page where I have access to Word, Excel, and SharePoint, and so on. We have a teaching menu. I'll go into that in a second. A working menu, so it's a sort of work-related thing. My students will link to from here, your e-portfolio, the creative community, which is the creative community that's primarily for students, but certainly faculty want to participate in it. The help file, and then if you're, well, you'd see course admin, which would give you access to, well, you may not see it here on this part of the page, but of course you'll see it once you are in your in your course. Then the widgets are set up based on information. So we'll have one widget basically will go to, and I think this is clickable. So when you go into this, you'll basically go to the learning path. So you can see on the left, you got the learning path, you got modules for each one of the information areas. So there's the whole HR payroll area. There'll be a policies area, student services area, development, as in faculty development, academic area, and then forms, just a general forms guide, and then a faculty spotlight that we'll do. So you can see all that is basically accessible directly through the widget. Obviously, we aren't going to be using the progress bar or anything in this, but the widgets do allow a quick access to it and sort of make a nice display on the front. We'll put in some kind of images there. The other items on the faculty portal will be an announcement column, the calendar then that we'll have here, and it'll be a calendar that you can subscribe to, but we'll put faculty events, potentially student events here too that you'll be able to choose from, and then your course will show up here also. We can add more things as we go. We have a insights portal we're working on. There's sort of this whole student success initiative. So there are other things that may show up on here as we go, but as I said, it's very flexible. So rather, the current faculty portal is kind of locked in. It really takes a web coder to go change anything, and we can basically update this really quickly. Now, here's how the information will actually, what's sort of behind all that information. This is a diagram, first of the nav bar. Office 365, obviously, that goes right to the office. Teaching will have a course acceptance, the course setup completion page, change of grade form, instant report form, incomplete grade request form. So these are just all directly related to teaching itself. More of the formal aspects of that, right? The forms that need to be filled out, tools that can be completed online, essentially. Working is about more HR things. So this is, you'll have the Halogen, Access, and Kronos Link. So notice one of the unique things about this, these are all online tools. All these things are completed online in one way or another. Same for Halogen and the Kronos Link. Not everyone does Kronos, I don't think, but many people do. So that's where there's a time card to fill out here. My students will know that is the Portfolio Credit Community, and then technical support will have AI help and then access to Citrix there also. And then here under the widgets, a little better idea. Let me see if I can magnify this a little bit more. Give you a better idea. This is probably a very heavily used area. So under student services, we've gathered all the information related to them: disability, career services, counseling, the student portal link, tutoring services, and so on. So there's a PowerPoint that's kind of introduction to it, then the actual description. And all this information is pretty much coming over from our current faculty portal. So we'll bring it over. Some of the stuff we'll edit as we bring it over, just update it. There's really a lot of some of the outdated information on the current faculty portal. Many people I'm sure haven't even looked at it. Once you kind of get started as a faculty member, you don't have too much of a reason to go back and look at certain things once you know it. HR and payroll will have the general contact information for that, PTO guidelines, the holiday schedule, the payroll calendar, the job description for full-time faculty, expense report access, adjunct job description, the expense authorization form, that's a request for an expense, the faculty handbook, and then the link to Kronos again. Policies will have all the policies around teaching and working as a faculty member, everything from the faculty standards to the incomplete grade policy. So policies are all read here rather than the forms. Now we may, because we can link things so nicely and easily in Brightspace, we're likely to link forms together. So here's direct access to forms, but we'll likely link incomplete grade policy. We just do a link right into the form, right from that page too. So you'll be able to access things from multiple locations, but you'll know where things are easily. My development is all about your professional development. So it's got the training FAQ on it, the idea survey, PPAR teaching portfolio, PPAR FAQs, and so on. And then access to the DCH LMS, which is where you do your some of the official, when they come out with every year with the harassment training and so on. That's the kind of course you take there. A faculty training center will be linked up there, and then Halogen too. So you can see there's some things that are duplicated, just different ways to get to things. But you can sort of think of this being the more fully location and the quick links from the nav bar. Academic is all about the academic affairs information. So there's digital bookshelf, Turnitin, online library, the course catalog, digital service catalog, incomplete grade request form is here too. I guess any academic related things are here. And under forms, we have just some things to fill out again. So again, we've got things are located in different places. You can find them through various methods. Forms is a quick way to access any form basically. So we all see this as a dynamic thing. So if we have a new form, it'll fit under forms. Faculty Spotlight, we have that right now. It hasn't been updated for years, I think. I think, Ellen, you're actually featured on the current one. It was a long time ago. So because this will be in Brightspace, we'll be able to move through and just have faculty spotlights on a more regular basis. It'll be very easy to post up, that kind of thing. So we'll just have more engagement around that. All right, I finished a few minutes early, but this is pretty much where we're going with the faculty portal. Let me just look at it again, see if there's anything else I need to cover.
We can also open up, if anyone has any questions, they can type in the chat and maybe you can answer. Please,
Sure.
If anyone has a question, just put it in the chat area and I'll read it to Doug and he can respond. In the meantime, if there's anything else.
Well, I just want to talk a little bit about how we got to this arrangement. So it's been, I think we started with the Pinnacle team to do the main setup, and then we went through the program chairs, and then went through the lead faculty. So 3 different groups have looked at it so far, and each one has had some input, added a thing, moved something around. So we've had a lot of input on this sort of the final version here. What we'll do is we'll get it set up before making the automatic link. We'll get it set up and invite people to look at, give people a link directly to it, and they can look at it and see if it looks useful, have any suggestions, and then once we get kind of a little bit of a use to it, then we'll make the direct link so that when you log in, you come to the faculty portal. I don't see any questions, by the way.
Or even comments. Like I'm thinking, like I'm looking at it, and this is just from a basic what you're showing us here is like I would like forms on there somewhere, like teaching forms. Like it would be good to have some verbiage that is directly to what I'm looking for, because like everything we have now, I get overwhelmed when I go into the common and okay, where are the forms for this? So if we could just put all the forms together pertaining to teaching, pertaining to HR and so on, I think that would be a good place to go, because right now you have to go through several layers to get to
right. You have to dig through
anything that makes sense. So if we can, in the design, be a little clearer on that, that would be helpful, I think.
Yeah, that's what this one widget we'll just gather all the forms here that exist. So this will be the kind of one-stop shop for all forms, regardless of where they're from. I've got a couple here, but I think anything that is something you'll fill out or a template you need to complete, we'd put it over here. Like, for example, I think the one thing I don't see here right now is I don't see like the FTF, the expense authorization form, for example. That can move over there also.
Or any like digital forms like that you can complete online would be ideal.
Yeah.
In any case, it's wonderful to have everything in one place. And we're at 12 minutes, so thank you very much for giving us a peek at what's planned. And Doug welcomed anyone to email him if you have any specific comments or questions concerning this portal development. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and I'll see you all next week. Thanks.